It's your boy Bo, and we getting into the top 10 mysterious events on Earth that can't be explained. See, I like stuff like this. I like seeing the things that's hidden from, the internet, really. And, I just check it out.
From ghost ships to the jitterbug, this list has got it all. Welcome back, Top 10 fam. I'm your friendly host. And today we are counting down our top 10 mysterious events on Earth that can't be explained. It's spooky season, so I'm not a host. I'm a ghost. Boo! Let's get started. Number 10. Life after gorilla. Coco the gorilla was fluent in American Sign Language, and through her ability to communicate, scientists were able to discern how deep their emotional awareness actually is. But just how far it really goes is a mystery. Coco seemed to understand the idea of death and even mourn her loved ones. She once had a really deep conversation with the late and beloved actor Robin Williams, and when news broke that he died, Coco went still and was thoughtful. She signed Cry Lip, which...
Y'all ever thought about, what if it really is true? What if we are part gorillas? We evolved from gorillas. And some people just didn't, evolve and they turned into a gorilla. Stuff like that really do be happening. We don't see it.
Means cry woman. When she was shown a skeleton, she could determine that it was dead. After showing her the skeleton, Dr. Patterson asked her, "Where do animals go when they die?" And Coco responded, "A comfortable hole." Then she gave a...
So did she really say that, or they just exaggerated a little bit?
Kiss goodbye. Something that occurred for humans that allowed us to create the world we know now was something called the cognitive revolution. At some point, for whatever reason, humans were suddenly able to imagine worlds and ideas outside of our current reality. This led the way for communities united under ideas of religion and city structures, etc. This moment with Coco sparked a philosophical debate about whether this event really was isolated to just Homo sapiens. If animals have an understanding of life and death, how far does that understanding extend? Number 9. A head for music. If this happened more often, I might consider slamming my head against a wall to see if it worked. Derek Amato was never taught how to play an instrument. He kinda puttered around on guitar and piano, but he wasn't very good. But suddenly, after enduring a traumatic brain injury, he woke up as a musical genius. After hitting his head in a swimming pool, he lost 35% of his hearing and memory, but somehow became proficient at piano. While visiting a friend after the incident, he suddenly had the inexplicable desire to sit down and play. He says that he could picture the stream of notes in his mind, and he began playing like he'd never left the piano. In a blog post he noted, "As I shut my eyes, I found these black and white structures moving."
Maybe you were just destined to play music. Hey, things work, in mysterious ways.
Moving from left to right, which in fact would represent in my mind a fluid and continuous stream of musical notation. Though he develops very harsh migraines and extreme sensitivity to fluorescent lights, which causes him sometimes to pass out, Derek says he wouldn't have it any other way. I would feel the same way, man. That would be an amazing talent to have. Number 8. The dancing plague. Of course we're gonna talk about this, and here we go again. The dancing plague. Now the only illness I've ever heard of that's even close to the dancing plague is the jitterbug. Boo-boo. The dancing plague, though it sounds ridiculous, actually happened and is well documented. Doctors have no idea what caused it, but we really need someone to go back in time and settle what the heck happened once and for all. The events go as follows. It's July 1518 in Strasbourg when a woman named Frau Trophia starts jiving in the city center. Within a week, 40 people joined her. By the end of the month, there were 400. Local physicians were baffled but presumed everyone was just depressed and needed the dance. Everyone was just depressed, so they bought a band and professional dancers and was like, hey, have at her. But then people started dancing until they dropped dead. By that point, physicians had enough of the madness and whisked the dancing revelers off to the mountain top to pray. Was this the origin of the Harlem Shake? Was this some kind of OG Woodstock? Who knows? Number 7. Where the heck is Cleopatra? Somewhere in the lands of Alexandria, Egypt lies the great and honorable corpse of the one, the only Cleopatra. But despite decades upon decades of searching, her tomb has yet to be uncovered. If it's ever recovered, it will be the biggest find of the century. For over 2,000 years, the...
See, that's the problem now. Why are we trying to dig up dead folks? No disrespect. Why are we trying to dig up people who don't passed away and been buried for years, hundreds of years, thousands of years? Why are we trying to go dig them up? They're just asking for something bad to happen. It's a crazy world we live in.
Last queen of Egypt, lover of Caesar and Mark Antony, where she lies is a mystery. Now, part of why it might be so difficult is that Alexandria sank into the Mediterranean almost 1,000 years ago. One theory, however...
Welcome to Raid Shadow Legends. If you're wondering just what you're getting into, Raid Shadow...
stated by Kathleen Martinez was that Cleopatra believed herself to be a goddess and therefore would have been buried in the temple of Isis and Osiris. Cleopatra died by having one of her servants smuggle in a venomous snake. The snake was believed to be a symbol to her followers of her deific beliefs. After all, why get a snake to bite you when you could just drink poison? I guess she just wanted to go out in style. Number 6, the $10 million garden. Do you know how many times a day I dream about accidentally discovering buried treasure? Like, I'm not sure I'm alone. I don't think I'm alone. Except this treasure actually holds a key to the portal that takes me into the world of Pirates of the Caribbean and puts me on the poop deck of the Black Pearl, and I look up and there's Captain Jack Sparrow, and all of a sudden I have a cutlass in my hand, and anyways, I'm getting carried away as usual. But as unbelievable as that story is, something almost as miraculous happened to a couple in California. They discovered a box of treasure worth $10 million, and they have no idea who it belongs to. Nearly all the coins date back to 1847, 1894, and are in mint condition. The couple chose to remain anonymous in order to prevent a flood to their property, but it's honestly like they found the gold at the end of the rainbow. It's insane. I'd keep an eye out for an angry leprechaun if I were them, you know? Don't steal my gold. Number 5, the Phaistos disc. While some archaeologists have claimed to have solved it, the full translation of this piece remains up for debate. The Phaistos disc is a 16-centimeter double-sided clay tablet that dates back to the Minoan era, 1900 to 1700 BCE, before Common Era. It was found in 1908 at the old palace of Minoan Phaistos on Crete. It is stamped with 242 symbols on either side set in a spiral arrangement, and the meaning of the symbols is unknown. It is estimated that the disc represents the Minoan language, but we aren't sure. There are 45 different symbols, each appearing to have been individually stamped on, some even erased and redone. It is estimated that each symbol represents a group of words or a meaning.
So some fate. That's what you're saying? If they've been erased and then put up there, they're fate, right?
But exactly what they are, we have no idea. No stamps corresponding to the ones on the disc have been found, which would give more clues. Without concrete evidence, some archaeologists speculate that it could be a hymn to the earth goddess, or a court list, an index of religious centers, a letter of greeting, a fertility ritual, and even music notes. I once bought a necklace of the Phaistos disc while in Greece, but sadly lost it while moving. I treated myself this year on my birthday and bought a new one from Greece, because to me it has always represented being okay with the fact that some things we might never have answers to. So that's why I wear it. Number 4, Bermea Island. Bermea Island was a tiny uninhabited island that sat just northwest of the Yucatan Peninsula. It was a common fixture on maps drawn by Spanish explorers, occasionally referred to as Vermeja. But then, suddenly it started disappearing from maps altogether. The last map it appeared on was in the 1921 edition of Geographic Atlas of the Mexican Republic. So where in the heck did it go? Did it just pull some kind of Atlantis act? Was it one of the victims of...
See, with things like that, just imagine how many places are out here that's not like shown or we don't know about. Like, it could be hidden aliens, tribes, animals. Some might be extinct. Well, we think extinct. They could just be hiding on these islands, living their best life. But we gonna somehow discover them and go over there and bother them, and they gonna really be extinct. Yeah. Let's get back to it.
Of global warming? Was it bombed? Underwater earthquake? Who knows? In 1997 there was a renewed interest in searching for it, but unfortunately nothing turned up. Not a
You thought the same thing.
Single sign. How could a whole island disappear without a trace? Luckily, there weren't any people on it. So that's one upside. Number 3, the Kentucky meat shower. Yeah, sounds gross. It was. The forecast was...
Hey, wanna play some video games? I know I do. I haven't seen the sun in years.
was meaty on the March morning of Bath County, Kentucky, soon to be Kentucky Fried. It was close to lunchtime and Mrs. Crouch, a local farmer's wife, witnessed the impossible. She noticed that it was a clear, beautiful day, but then suddenly lumps of raw meat started falling from the sky. For several minutes, lumps as large as 3 inches fell until it stopped as sudden as it started. Before long, the town heard of this miraculous omen and witnessed an area of 100 yards covered in meat. Most believed it was beef, but a local butcher claimed it was too greasy and resembled bear instead. Several brave souls, like brave, the bravest of the brave, I wouldn't even do this. Brave souls cooked up some of it, but no one could agree on the single type. One saying it was venison, others saying it was mutton, fish. Yeah, everything from human flesh to vulture vomit was proposed. But to this day, no one knows how or why this happened. Number 2, the Crooked Forest. In West Pomerania, Poland, there's a forest that continues to boggle the minds of scientists. 400 pine trees, for whatever reason, grow a foot off the ground, then make a 90-degree turn and arc in a uniform curve, then continue to grow straight up until like 50 feet. The trees were planted back in 1930 and have since become an anomaly no one can explain. I mean, we've all seen pine trees. They're like one of the most common trees, I think. I mean, they're all over Canada. Anyways, I'm just speaking for our country. Some hypothesize that gravity is involved, but it doesn't really hold up given that gravity pulls things downward and this is literally whoop, not doing that. So short answer, a lot of theories.
Even this tree's trying to take a knee. Too far? Okay.
But no one really knows. And last but not least, the Mary Celeste. Yay, a ghost story, perfect for spooky season. Woo! The Mary Celeste is the ghost ship story. On November 7th, 1872, the 282-ton brigantine Mary Celeste set sail from New York Harbor to Genoa. The 282-ton brigantine Mary Celeste set sail from New York Harbor to Italy. Less than a month later, however, the ship was seen adrift about 400 miles east of the Azores at full sail. A passing British ship investigated and found no sign of Captain Benjamin S. Briggs, his wife Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter, and of course, the crew was nowhere to be seen. It was empty. The ship was undamaged, though there was a missing lifeboat and several feet of water in the hold. The ship, however, was still loaded with 6 months worth of food and water. Where had they gone? Why would an experienced captain abandon a perfectly sound ship? If it was pirates, then why would they leave the food and water? If it was mutiny, then why was the rest?
You know, all pirates ain't bad pirates. Maybe they showed them a different life. Not that type of different life, but you know, a better one.
The crew gone. Theories surrounding all of that, including a giant octopus, have all been put forth, but the mystery remains as unknown as the great wide ocean itself. And with that spooky tale, thus ends our list.
Make sure you guys subscribe and comment down below some more videos that you think I should react to. You know, give me something interesting.